Ain't it funny how I posted my last video where I said we don't know the Splatfest themes yet on the day they released the Splatfest theme? Anyways, where would you rather go for summer vacation? A palace, the beach, or an amusement park? I'm Team Beach. Anyways, a couple weeks back, Nintendo gave us a new Nintendo Direct, showing us a bunch of huge announcements for us to cover. And this time, they didn't hold back whatsoever, bringing us some much needed and anticipated titles for us to get into. So with that said, let's get into the announcements. Nintendo started off strong, bringing us the Mario and Luigi series finally to the Nintendo Switch. Mario and Luigi Brothership. If you're a newcomer to the series and thinking, wait, Mario and Luigi have never been on the Switch? Understand that Mario and Luigi, with the ampersand, is the name of a specific turn-based RPG series in the Super Mario franchise, where you, one player, take control of both Mario and Luigi at the same time, hence Mario and Luigi. And for those of us who know about this, this is a huge announcement. This marks the first new entry in the Mario and Luigi series in about 9 years. The last time we got to see these guys was on the 3DS, and since then, man, I've got to say the shading and the color choices look phenomenal. This is such a stylistic upgrade from the 3DS, what with the art style and voice actor switch up on Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then with this, I think we're starting to see a trend of experimentation with the visual and audio aesthetics of the Super Mario franchise, and to be honest, I'm all here for it. Apparently, this game is going to take place at sea, the Wind Waker of Mario, if you want to look at it that way, where the brothers are going to find themselves island hopping to complete their adventure. This game releases November 7th of this year, so basically, this is going to be a premium Christmas present for some of us niggas. Next up, they announced Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. This is actually a really cool concept. Basically, they've compiled all of the classic Nintendo games for the NES, and then you, the player, are tasked with completing speed run challenges. For example, you may get thrown into Kirby and you have to defeat Meta Knight in less than a minute, or you get tossed into Super Mario Bros. Where you have to complete one level in under 2 minutes, or something like that. The game also has legend challenges where you have to try to speedrun the entire game within a certain amount of time. There's also a survival mode where you race against other speedrunning players to complete the challenge first. Albeit you're racing against ghost data, not live players. That helps keep the lag down and all. And if you're not fast enough, you might get cut alongside half of the players in that round. This cool take on speedrunning comes to the Switch July 18th, just around the corner. A little while later, to be from oh no, never mind. This is FANTASIAN Neo Dimension. This is a turn-based RPG with a genuinely unique concept that I've personally never seen before. When casting your attacks, of which it seems like a lot of them are ranged, you can curve your shots to hit multiple enemies in one turn. This is much different from most other turn-based RPGs, where some moves only hit one target and other moves hit multiple. You, as the player, get the choice to focus one attack on one target or strategically arch your attacks to take out multiple at a time. You can also take enemies you've encountered and store them away in the monster gulag to fight them later. Once this meter fills up, you face every monster you stored at once in one giant battle, where you can rack up experience in one go and potentially one-shot multiple targets at once. As for the story, come on, it's a turn-based RPG. You niggas should know this. High school-age boy sets out to defeat either Satan or some form of god. It's probably God depth, but really, I'm just interested in this gameplay. This releases this holiday season, so look out for that. Then we got, okay, basketball is being added to Nintendo Switch Sports. Look, we already had Wii Sports Resort put basketball on the Wii. I'm sure this is going to be a completely different experience, but come on. Took long enough to add this to the game. It's been, what, 2 years since this released? It needed more sports ages ago, but at least it's a free edition. When is it coming out? I guess within the next 2 months. Even they don't know exactly yet. A few games and Looney Tunes later, we saw new roles in Among Us. Okay, this is actually significant. A tracker who can track crewmates and their status on a map, noisemakers who can set out noise when killed to alert other players, phantoms who can briefly turn invisible. Maybe this is enough to revive this game back to its glory days. And I'm actually genuinely interested in how this will play out. I mean, the update's already out, so I guess report to me if there's anything good here. Hey, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Man, it's been since the Wii when we last saw this. Now we can finally enjoy a classic DK experience on the Switch. That said, I do find it a little unfortunate that we don't have a new Donkey Kong experience. It's been a while, and I think we're due for a new entry into the series. So hopefully this is but a mere sign of what's to come, either for the future of the Switch or for the successor to the Switch. Then we saw the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. That's a mouthful there. This game, like many, is adopting the growing, trendy Octopath Traveler design idea, with 2D characters and assets standing up in a 3D space. Considering I have no real knowledge of Dragon Quest, all I can say is I hope this makes meaningful improvements from the OG games. Also, 1 and 2 are coming eventually too, releasing Dragon Quest 1 and then Dragon Quest 2 when they're ready in that order. Gotta say though, it is a bit sad not to see the official art from Akira Toriyama, the same guy who created, designed, and animated Dragon Ball. I mean, this art does look nice, but it does feel a little hollow knowing that he's not here to see the release of this game. Moving on, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD releases next week. Last week, as of the time of recording this video. Yeah, I wrote notes on this stuff the day of the Direct and just now finished the script a few hours ago. This was my first Luigi's Mansion experience back on the 3DS when it originally came out. And with my personal experience, I believe this game is well worth your time. I know I enjoyed my time with it on the 3DS. I actually completed it several times on my 3DS. And so I'm likely gonna make this a Halloween present to myself. And you should too. It's a fun game. Now this is an enormous announcement for fighting game fans across the internet. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. It's been so long since we got a compilation of MVC classics, and never since we got a compilation of this size on any modern home console. We are getting X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, The Punisher, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, and Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. And then, on top of that, we're getting a modern training mode with true frame data and hitbox sizes, local and online multiplayer for the games that support it, and even a gallery to view concept art and listen to the absolute banger music for these games. Not only is this absolutely massive classic collection coming to the Nintendo Switch, but also to every other modern home console sometime this year. The release date is still unknown. Immediately after, we got Super Mario Party Jamboree. They are finally giving us some content for this damn game. With the amount of content, it's almost like those of us who picked up the OG got scammed. For those unaware, this game took the board game concept and modernized it to make the boards more interactable and with multiple branching pathways. But the game released with only a few modes and 4 boards. This was a very bare bones game at launch. Now they're making basically an updated version, including several new and larger boards, multiple new minigames for the end of each round, and entirely new modes. They have flash sales on stars to make the rush to get them even more intense. It makes the stars cheaper. You can get a turbo dice that can potentially move you 40 spaces ahead of the pack. This is what we should have gotten all those years ago. And it's honestly shameful that they ever released the last one when this was what's to come. No, this ain't an update. This is a whole new ass game coming to the Switch October 17th. Get ready to ruin some friendships. Right after, we got The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This game is finally giving validation to the series title, The Legend of Zelda. We're finally able to play as Zelda herself. Link has fallen into this growing abyss created by what seems to be Ganon's magic, and so Zelda and the new fairy Tri now have to save Hyrule. Tri is capable of summoning the Tri Rod, and the Tri Rod can save items and objects as echoes to help her traverse the world. See a cliff you can't scale? Go into someone's house and save some tables and chairs to use to climb up. Or maybe someone's door is a shield from attacks, water to swim up to higher places, boxes and crates to form walls. Apparently you can even use these in combination with one another to make little contraptions to help you traverse the land. And then for combat, you can copy and paste boulders and chuck those bitches at enemies, or fuck it, just copy the enemy itself and use it to fight for you. This is a genuinely really unique concept that I never would have expected for the Zelda series of all things. This is one of those games where watching somebody else's playthrough is going to be completely different than your own. This charming little gem of a game comes to the Nintendo Switch September 26th of this year. Here it is, the absolute slugger of an announcement we've been waiting for over a decade at this point. I talked about it earlier this year, thinking that maybe when the successor of the Nintendo Switch released, we would finally see this game release. Here it is to subvert my expectations. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond! This game so far looks and sounds beautiful and alien in all the right ways. Here we get to see Samus Aran back in action with the Metroid Prime first-person action, as well as this mysterious new entity that seems to be in control of the Metroid species. We have next to no definitive information about this game, aside from its expected release date to be sometime next year. We don't know when, just that it's going to be 2025 before we see anything more concrete. Look at this, it's glorious. The action, the graphics, it looks like the perfect next installment for the Metroid Prime series. Genuinely so excited to play this. I've been waiting for so long, you don't understand. And thus concludes the Nintendo Direct and all of the meaningful presentations that I cared about for this summer. Honestly, who knows what the rest of these months will bring, but I do have some more things planned. I've got some Splatoon videos, some non-Nintendo videos, and still some reviews to get to. I will be working tirelessly on those things for the rest of the summer. But otherwise, that said, I'm gone.
Where have you been? Been searching all along. Facing twilight alone without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I